Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and I mean, I knew I was gonna do this video since yesterday, um, and I would say I'm almost unable to do it. I am so filled with rage and disgust at the industry, at the corrupt mainstream industry. I've said this a couple times recently. I want to reiterate it. Steal fucking everything. Pirate everything. The only two people in all of mainstream comics that deserve your money are Greg Smallwood and Mark Millar. Everyone else is either a bully, supporting bullies, supporting fucking murderers, or a piece of shit coward who just watches this happen and says nothing. How many times has the entire fucking industry ground to a halt because Heather Antos got some negative boo comments on a selfie, and now there's a fucking dead person in a grave? And I can barely say this shit out loud. They just had these Eisner nominations released yesterday, and both Ed Piskor and the woman he accused of murdering him are both nominated. This is the idea that they're going to set up a situation where Ed's family, because Ed can't pick up his own fucking award because this psycho bitch and her fucking cohort of torturers pushed him closer to the edge to the point where he took his own life. If you are walking down the street and you see someone on the edge of a building and you tell them to jump, nobody says, oh, it was his decision to jump. If you go up to the roof and you nudge him closer to the edge, nobody says, well, you didn't push him over. Everyone says only a psycho bitch would even consider doing that. And Alex DeCampi did it. And Alex and Ed both got nominated for Best Graphic Album. Alex in the new category for Parasocial, and Ed for Hip Hop Family Tree, the omnibus, which I believe included a lot of new material, but I guess it still goes under the reprint. It's that thing I always say. It's like sometimes I'll be really upset, and so I was like, okay, I'm getting a little bit too involved. Let me see what my calm friends are even more disgusted. Alex DeCampi is a psycho bitch who has caused nothing but problems for 20 years. She basically perfected cancel culture. She's been involved in every single whisper network. Nobody can name 3 of her books, but you can name 3 of her victims. And she gets nominated. Now, the process for EISNERS is it's open to corruption up to the point of releasing the nominees, and then after that it's more formalized. And so I don't expect Alex to win, but the fact that a complete piece of shit, because not only did I read Parasocial, but I spent like almost $20 to buy Parasocial, and I reviewed it last year, and it was the work of a vengeful psychopath. So the first half of the book is a competent ripoff of Stephen King's Misery. The second half is an incompetent ripoff of Stephen King's Misery. And then at the end, Alex gets a chance to talk to the reader. And this bitch is fucking crazy. Like an actual fucking crazy person. So Erica Henderson, she does kind of like a normal, I believe they're called afterwards. And then here's crazy psycho bitch Alex DeCampi, protected by Rich Johnston for whatever reason, at every turn. Says, Luke, Indiana started off as a joke. He was a response to some well-publicized comics industry scandalo. The current Marvel Comics editor-in-chief's primary claim to fame is not editing comics. He's actually best known... Bitch! That fucking shit happened 20 fucking years ago. Who in the fuck of a crazy psycho bitch would have an afterword for her own fucking book and say it all emanated from her obsession with C.B. Cebulski briefly using an Asian pen name 20 years prior? This is fucking insane. The inclusion of this piece of shit book among the Eisner nominations, which have been jokes for years. But make no mistake about it, Ed has been nominated for Hip Hop Family Tree in multiple instances, multiple times. Hip Hop Family Tree, it's not really my type of thing, but it's the type of stuff that is nominated. Like it's an award, you know. It's not like fun, you know. It's kind of like a school book, but it matches. And there are lots of people who I dislike on this list, and they dislike me. But the only one I'm gonna call fucking bullshit on is Alex Psycho Bitch DeCampi. Her awful book being on here, because the reason it's on here is because of this quote from Ed Piskor, where he says, Alex DeCampi, may you continue to have zero success no matter how hard you continuously leverage other people's business from your bully pulpit. He's using the alternate use of bully pulpit. When that was originally coined by Teddy Roosevelt, bully just meant good. It was slang at the time, like this is a good pulpit. But now it's bully. Like Alex DeCampi is a bully. Alex DeCampi is a psycho, and Alex DeCampi is an accused murderer, accused by Ed Piskor, whose family is going to be in the same room as his accused murderer, because the industry is corrupt. I had to talk to some friends. I'm like, how much blackmail does this bitch have on apparently everyone? And he's like, oh, no, it's nothing like that. They like what she does. They know she's a monster, but she's their monster. She attacks their enemies. They love that she has no compunction. They love that she has no guilt about adding 3 false allegations to a man who's already suicidal, dealing with 1 allegation. She has no problem in the days after he died to make fun of the fact that people weren't really sharing his art when they were commemorating him and his life after he was murdered. She's like, well, you know, Mark Bright died and people are sharing his art, but nobody's sharing Ed's art. Bitch. Mark Bright was known mainly for doing interior line art. He also sometimes painted covers. He did this cover for Transformers, very famous one. Ed was known for being a personality, being a YouTuber, being a writer, and then I don't think many people were that. It doesn't matter if I didn't like his art, you crazy evil bitch. That doesn't mean you get to fucking gang stalk him and drive him to his death. So Alex is very, very well connected in media circles. Rich Johnston will insanely put Alex on the same level of talent as Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman. Now, not because she actually has talent. I've read her stuff. It's awful. It's very dead. Like, there's nothing there. When you waste your time reading 200 or 100 pages of Parasocial, you never really get to see Alex de Campy's personality until she's obsessing about something really not important that happened 2 decades prior, or she's putting a list of clips from music scenes that she didn't like. What is wrong with this bitch? Where did she come from? She just manifested on the periphery of the industry 20 years ago, and we've had to deal with her viciousness and her evil, and now she's being connected to a death. And also, well, let's look at this. So here's the article where she's nominated, and what's the next fucking article? Oh, it's about Scrapper. It's a book she wrote. It's almost as if there is a massive corrupt media push to whitewash this crazy evil bitch. Oh, you know, she gets nominated for EISNERS. I mean, I didn't read it. The judges didn't read it, but it must be pretty good. And Scrapper, you know, there's so many Alex de Campy graphic novels. I can't name 3 of them. Oh, actually, you know, they're probably trying to defeat the point I keep making that nobody can name 3 of her books. So they're like, oh, let's keep writing about her. To everyone's like, oh, there's Scrapper, Parasocial, and anyone, Bueller. So speaking of Alex de Campy driving people to suicide, another creator has come forward to say that Alex did it to her as well. So yesterday, Valerie D'Orazio said, well, when I found out the extent of de Campy's libel about me through the entire comic book community / industry, I honestly felt so bad I almost wanted to self-delete. But I'm glad I didn't do it, because I realize now it would have had 0 impact on these creepy, cold motherfuckers. And as I said, there's been they've been in my comments, they've been emailing me for years. New York City detective. And he says he's never encountered anyone, even murderers, in the New York City justice system with blood as ice cold as Alex de Campy's. She is an evil person who has been attempting to drive people to suicide for more than a decade. But Ed had to ruin it. He didn't just kill himself in shame and despair. What he did is he pointed a finger, said, I was murdered by internet bullies. Let me give you a list of them. And that really, the thing is that killing Ed Piskor was, among Alex's peers, it was laudable. 2 other things that Valerie said yesterday was, again, I think all this clubby, backstabbing, destroy them stuff culminated in an actual death. And it really means nothing to them, because I know some people in that community are actually happy that Ed is dead and see Alex as a hero. She also says, I think honestly they should give the Eisner to de Campy, because she truly represents what the industry has become and what it has been working towards for a long, long time. It makes sense, actually. I forgot to get this ready before I started the video, but I went back to 1988 for the Eisner nominations. Maybe I'll do it on my phone. And that's because that's the year I started collecting comics. And now obviously It was for the previous year. But like when you go back to look at the people who are nominees, so you look at best single issue. It's the Gumby Summer Fun Special by Art Adams. Best continuing series, Concrete by Paul Chadwick. Best black and white, Paul Chadwick, Concrete. Best finite series, Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. Perhaps you've heard of them. That also won the best graphic album and the best writer for Alan Moore. And Steve Rude was won for best artist and also for best art team. And you've heard of everyone. Everyone on this list you've heard of. And none of them are fucking murderers. This industry is disgusting. It is evil. And the idea that you are going to create fucking situation where Ed Piskor's family has to sit in the same fucking room as his accused murderer, that shit is fucking satanic. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Fucking goddamn fucking psychos. Yeah, I'm sure that a fucking shitty fucking ripoff of goddamn Misery by Stephen King, yeah, that really deserved to be the one of 5 nominees for Best Graphic Album. Like, are you fucking goddamn fucking kidding me? This evil psycho bitch is supported by the judges at the EISNERS, by Rich Johnson, by Heidi McDonald, by all the shitheads who can't sell a fucking comic to save their life. Look at these fucking names on here. Nobody knows who these fucking people are. A Guest in the House by Emily Carroll. Eden 2 by Kay Roten. Okay, let me look at best fucking graphic novel from fucking 1988. Mike Barr and Jerry Bingham. Batman, Son of the Demon. I'm fucking livid. You fucking psychos and you fucking cowards in the industry watched a murder machine be built, be tested at lower wattages on people you didn't like, which was usually just people who voted differently than you. Then it was turned up to full power. Between Alex and Ramon Villalobos, they added 5 false allegations to the shoulders of an already suicidal man, driving him to his death fucking goddamn a month and a half ago. And now his accused murderer is going to be in the same room as his family. What the fuck is wrong with you people? What fucking happened to the industry? There's nothing like this. Nothing has been destroyed the way the mainstream American comic book industry has been destroyed. Nothing. Nothing in the history of the world like this has fucking happened, where something has fallen so far. This used to be an industry where we did 4-color adventures of heroes. Sometimes they were soldiers, sometimes they were cowboys, sometimes they were detectives, mostly they were superheroes. And now it's a place for 52-year-old psycho bullies to drive people to their death and then get supposedly the highest honor in the industry for a goddamn ripoff of Misery by Stephen King. And an afterword that is just her grievances against random fucking people from this evil psycho bitch. First she was just some random fucking failed music video director on the periphery of the industry. The Venn diagram, while her old career collapsed, it's like, oh, I run in these circles and I know some people from comics. Suddenly, just here. Nobody can name 3 of this bitch's books. Eisner nominated for a ripoff of frickin' Stephen King's Misery. 6 weeks, a month and a half after being accused of murder. And now Ed's family has to sit in the same room as this crazy, evil, psycho bitch who is supported by the corrupt leadership and the corrupt media and the corrupt judges in the comic book industry. What? What is going to be said in response?
Oh, Zach yelled in this video.
Yeah, I yelled in this video, and Alex DeCampi is the fucking O.J. Simpson of comics, being rewarded for producing crap because she got her feelings hurt. You know, you have to be alive to have your feelings hurt. So Alex has that over Ed. Ed can't get his feelings hurt anymore, but Alex can. And she didn't like that Ed said, Alex DeCampi, may you continue to have zero success no matter how hard you continuously leverage other people's business from your bullied pulpit. And that's why she's nominated for an Eisner, because that hurt her feelings. She went to her cronies, her corrupt allies in the industry, and they said, oh, you know, this Ed Piskor murder, it's really affecting Alex negatively. Let's help her out. Let's get her an Eisner nomination for a shitty ripoff of Misery by Stephen King. I mean, did you read her inspirational afterword where she complained about Akira Yoshida 20 years after it happened? Fuck. Just utter fucking disgust. And if you think this doesn't affect the industry as a whole, because like I said, that next Alan Moore, that next Jim Lee, they look at the complete shit show, smoking crater that is the comic book industry, and they just ply their trade elsewhere. Other media get to benefit from them, not comics. That's why the only new talent here is a bunch of literal retarded learning disabled lesbians, because that's the only people stupid enough to want to start a career in the mainstream comic book industry, where you get fucking gang stalked and pushed to your death, and the leader of the pack gets rewarded with a fucking Eisner nomination. I actually agree with Valerie in some respects, because the old Eisners were meant to reward excellence. They were meant to spotlight things that were making things better for everyone. Watchmen improved the industry. It brought it prestige. It kind of washed away the whole comics are just for idiots thing. But comics is not about entertainment or literature. It's a vicious torture chamber run by 52-year-old bully witches. So in that respect, DeCampi has the highest honor. I mean, they've been trying to get people to kill themselves for a decade. According to Ed Piskor, Alex was the first one who was successful, although she does have to share her credit to Ramon Villalobos and a few other people. But it was mainly Alex. It was mainly Alex. One of the saddest and funniest things was right when all of this stuff was going down a month and a half ago, there were multiple threads of people saying, who is Alex DeCampi? What has she written? Nobody fucking knows. Everybody knew who Ed Piskor was. Alex DeCampi is just like this, like a Baba Yaga. It's just like someone you hear about if you work in the industry, because you got to watch out for her, because she's vicious, she's dangerous, she has no compunction. She'll see a suicidal man, say, this guy needs 3 false allegations just to push him right over the edge. Then when he goes over the edge, she says, you know what? People are fake. They don't even really miss him. They're not even sharing pictures of his art. Crazy psycho bitch. Supported by Rich Johnston. Supported by Heidi McDonald. Supported by the EISNERS. That's why I say, if you're going to read, steal fucking everything, pirate everything. Oh, you like Energon Universe? Yeah, that's cool. Robert Kirkman's pretty fucking powerful in the comic book industry. He didn't say or do a goddamn thing when he saw a fucking murder happen in front of him. He didn't say a goddamn thing when he saw a murder machine slowly be constructed and tested over a decade. He didn't fucking say shit. And now, we have a situation that when they have the Eisner Awards, and Ed can't go because he was murdered, but his family most likely will, he's going to be sat in the same room as his accused murderer. It is insane, satanic, that this evil woman gets rewarded like this. Now, I don't think she'll win. I think that would be a bit too far for everyone. And like I said, the nominations, that period of this process, that phase, is very open to corruption. The actual final voting, less so. So I don't think she's going to win. I think Ed might actually win for his. But his family is going to, even if they get an award, they're going to have to be sat in the same room. And this isn't the Oscars. It's not some massive venue. You know, it's a small, from what I've heard, very stuffy venue. A long, slow awards ceremony. And Ed's family is going to be breathing the same air as his accused murderer. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Obviously, I'm absolutely disgusted. I'm just going to stop, or I could kind of go on forever about this. Thanks for watching.